If you own a home in Florida, you need to hear this now before it's too late. Your property's value could be plummeting, not due to market shifts, but a silent crisis linked to water intrusion claims that's far more pervasive than you think. We're exposing the real cost beyond your rising premiums and why many are facing a financial nightmare. Florida homeowners face a devastating reality that's systematically destroying equity through water intrusion claims. The state leads the nation in insurance non-renewal rates, which surged 280% between 2018 and 2023. That's not a typo. Insurers are abandoning Florida properties at nearly triple the rate they were just 5 years ago, and water damage claims sit at the epicenter of this exodus. The projected annual cost of homeowners insurance in Florida hit $15,460 in 2025, nearly 5 times the national average. Water damage limitations are a primary driver of claim denials and coverage gaps that leave owners financially exposed, watching their life's biggest investment evaporate. The nightmare begins with a fundamental misunderstanding of what homeowner policies actually cover. Florida insurers only pay for sudden and accidental water damage, things like burst pipes, water heater explosions, or roof punctures from fallen trees during storms. But the most destructive water intrusion is gradual. Slow leaks behind walls, deteriorating plumbing systems, condensation from air conditioning units, roof seepage from aging shingles. These insidious problems cause the majority of severe structural damage in Florida's humid climate, yet they're explicitly excluded from standard policies. Homeowners pay thousands annually for insurance that won't cover the most likely and most expensive water damage they'll face. When a slow leak behind a bathroom wall goes undetected for months, breeding toxic mold and rotting structural beams, insurers deny the claim entirely, labeling it gradual deterioration or lack of maintenance. Families are left holding repair bills ranging from $30,000 to $70,000 with zero insurance help. Even when damage qualifies as covered under sudden and accidental provisions, Florida homeowners hit another devastating trap: limited water damage coverage. According to insurance experts, many Florida policies, particularly for older homes or coastal properties, cap water damage payouts at just $10,000 per incident. That $10,000 limit sounds reasonable until you understand what water damage restoration actually costs in Florida. The average water damage restoration project ranges from $1,300 to $5,600 for relatively minor incidents. But when water penetrates walls, floors, and ceilings, requiring mold remediation, structural drying, antimicrobial treatment, drywall replacement, flooring restoration, and rebuilding, costs skyrocket to $30,000 to $60,000 or more. Clean water damage from a burst pipe costs approximately $3 to $4 per square foot to repair. Gray water damage from appliances costs $4 to $7 per square foot. Black water damage from sewage runs $7 to $7.50 per square foot. Do the math on a 2,000 square foot home with significant water intrusion. Even clean water damage could hit $8,000, maxing out limited coverage. Gray or black water damage would cost $14,000 to $15,000, leaving homeowners to pay $5,000 to $10,000 out of pocket despite having insurance. For homes with extensive damage affecting multiple rooms, total restoration easily reaches $50,000 to $80,000. After the insurer pays their $10,000 cap, families are on the hook for $40,000 to $70,000. Most middle-class households don't have that kind of cash sitting around. They're forced to drain retirement accounts, take out high-interest personal loans, or max out credit cards. Some simply can't afford the repairs at all, leaving water damage unaddressed, guaranteeing mold growth, structural deterioration, and even greater losses down the line. Florida Statute 627.4133 prohibits insurers from canceling or non-renewing policies based solely on a single water damage claim. On paper, that sounds like strong consumer protection. In practice, it's full of loopholes insurers exploit ruthlessly. After a homeowner files a water intrusion claim, even a fully paid claim within policy limits, the insurer conducts a property inspection. They identify alleged risk factors: aging pipes, older roof, lack of leak detection systems, outdated HVAC units. Then they send the homeowner a letter demanding preventive actions, often including whole home repiping costing $20,000 to $40,000, full roof replacement at $15,000 to $30,000, or installation of comprehensive leak detection and automatic shutoff systems at $3,000 to $8,000. These demands come with tight deadlines, typically 30 to 90 days. If the homeowner can't afford the improvements or can't complete them in time, the insurer claims the non-renewal isn't based on the claim itself, but on the homeowner's failure to mitigate risk. Legally, they're off the hook. The homeowner is dropped and left scrambling to find new coverage. Finding replacement insurance after non-renewal is a nightmare in Florida's current market. Major national carriers have fled the state entirely in recent years, citing unsustainable claim patterns and climate risk exposure. The carriers that remain are hyper-selective, refusing coverage to any property with prior water damage claims, regardless of repairs completed. Homeowners with even one water intrusion claim in their history face automatic rejections from traditional insurers. Their only option becomes Citizens Property Insurance Corporation, Florida's state-backed insurer of last resort. Citizens' premiums run double or triple what private insurers charge, and coverage is often more restrictive. Homeowners who were paying $4,000 annually suddenly face $8,000 to $12,000 premiums. For families already financially stretched by the initial water damage and out-of-pocket repair costs, these premium increases are unsustainable. The financial devastation extends far beyond repair bills and insurance premiums. Water intrusion claims create permanent records that follow properties for years, systematically destroying equity through multiple mechanisms. When a homeowner files a water damage claim, it's reported to KILU, the Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange, a database that insurers, buyers, and real estate agents access during transactions. Even after repairs are completed, certified, and the property fully restored, that claim history remains visible. Prospective buyers see it and immediately demand price reductions. Real estate agents advise sellers to expect 10 to 25% discounts on homes with water damage histories. Professional appraisers factor flood history, water intrusion extent, and future risk probability into valuations. According to real estate valuation experts, properties with documented water damage history, even if fully repaired, suffer value reductions ranging from 20 to 30% below comparable properties with clean records. For a home valued at $400,000, that translates to an $80,000 to $120,000 equity loss. Years of mortgage payments and market appreciation, wiped out by a single water event. Consider a family that purchased a home in 2021 for $450,000 at the market peak. They put $90,000 down and financed $360,000. By 2025, they've paid down the principal to $340,000. Normal market appreciation should have increased the home's value to $500,000 or more. But a significant water intrusion event in 2024, costing $40,000 to repair with only $10,000 covered by insurance, triggered a claim. Now the property carries that scarlet letter. When the family needs to relocate for work, they list the home. Appraisers value it at just $350,000, applying a 30% discount due to water damage history and elevated future risk. After paying off the $340,000 mortgage and 6% in realtor commissions and closing costs totaling $21,000, the family walks away with a loss. Their $90,000 down payment, 5 years of mortgage payments totaling over $100,000, and $30,000 in out-of-pocket water damage repairs, all gone. They leave the closing table with nothing, possibly even needing to bring cash to cover the shortfall. That's financial devastation on a scale that destroys retirement plans, college funds, and generational wealth building. The systemic dysfunction extends deep into Florida's regulatory environment and insurance industry practices. When insurers deny water intrusion claims, they cite vague policy exclusions that homeowners struggle to challenge. Common denial reasons include gradual deterioration, lack of maintenance, pre-existing conditions, and excluded perils. These terms are defined loosely in policy language, giving adjusters wide discretion to deny claims that should be covered. A roof leak that developed over months from wind-damaged shingles might be labeled gradual deterioration, even though wind damage is a covered peril. A pipe that burst due to age-related corrosion might be called lack of maintenance, even though the homeowner had no warning signs. Homeowners receive denial letters filled with insurance jargon and policy section references they can't decipher. Many simply give up, accepting devastating financial losses because they don't know how to fight back. Legal recourse exists under Florida law, but it's financially daunting for most homeowners. Florida Statute 624.155 allows policyholders to sue insurers for breach of contract and bad faith when claims are unreasonably denied or underpaid. But litigation costs $10,000 to $30,000 in upfront legal fees, expert witness costs, and court expenses. There's no guarantee of success, and cases can drag on for years. For families already financially devastated by water damage and out-of-pocket repair costs, finding another $10,000 to $20,000 to hire attorneys is impossible. Some property damage lawyers work on contingency, collecting fees only if they recover money for clients. But even contingency attorneys are selective, taking only cases with strong liability evidence and substantial damages. Homeowners with legitimate but modest claims often can't find legal representation. They're forced to absorb the loss or attempt to navigate the legal system pro se, which is extraordinarily difficult against billion-dollar insurance corporations with teams of experienced defense attorneys. Homeowners aren't entirely powerless, but protection requires aggressive, proactive measures most families don't know about until it's too late. First, and most critical, understand your policy's water damage provisions before you need them. Pull out your homeowner insurance policy and read the water damage section carefully. Look for terms like limited water damage coverage, water damage endorsement, or specific dollar caps on water intrusion claims. If your policy includes a $10,000 cap, you have limited coverage that's insufficient for most water damage scenarios. Contact your insurance agent immediately and demand full water damage coverage. Full coverage removes caps and allows reimbursement up to total policy dwelling limits, which are typically $200,000 to $500,000 or more. Upgrading from limited to full water damage coverage usually costs an additional $200 to $600 annually. That's a small price for protection that could save you $30,000 to $70,000 in out-of-pocket costs after a water event. Prevention is your strongest defense against water intrusion and the financial nightmare that follows. Annual plumbing inspections by licensed professionals cost $300 to $500, but catch slow leaks, corroding pipes, and failing fixtures before they cause catastrophic damage. Inspectors use moisture meters, thermal imaging cameras, and pressure tests to identify problems invisible to homeowners. Whole home leak detection systems are game changers for Florida homeowners. These systems, costing $1,500 to $3,000 installed, use sensors throughout your home to detect moisture immediately. When water appears where it shouldn't, the system alerts you via smartphone app and can automatically shut off the main water supply, preventing small leaks from becoming catastrophic floods. Many insurers now offer premium discounts of 10 to 20% for homes with leak detection systems, helping offset the installation cost. Upgrading aging infrastructure proactively is expensive upfront, but essential for long-term protection and insurability. Roofs over 15 years old, plumbing systems over 30 years old, and HVAC units over 12 years old are all ticking time bombs in Florida's climate. Replacing a roof costs $15,000 to $30,000, but it prevents water intrusion from deteriorating shingles and provides a clean insurance record. Whole home repiping costs $20,000 to $40,000, but eliminates the risk of pipe failures from corrosion. These investments are substantial, but they protect your property value, maintain your insurability, and prevent the $100,000 losses that come from major water intrusion events and subsequent equity erosion. When water damage occurs despite preventive measures, documentation is absolutely critical. The moment you discover water intrusion, before touching anything, document everything with photos and videos. Capture wide shots showing the extent of damage and close-ups of specific affected areas. Hire licensed, certified water damage restoration companies immediately. Professional restoration companies provide detailed written reports documenting damage extent, necessary repairs, and costs that insurers must take seriously. Get independent mold testing from certified environmental inspectors before filing your claim. Lab-certified mold reports showing toxic mold, water damage extent, and health hazards give you objective evidence insurers can't dismiss. If your claim is denied or you receive a lowball settlement offer, don't accept it immediately. Insurers often send initial denials or inadequate settlement offers, hoping homeowners will give up. Florida law requires insurers to conduct thorough investigations and provide written explanations for denials, citing specific policy language. Demand this in writing. Consult property damage attorneys immediately after receiving a denial. Many work on contingency, offering free initial consultations and collecting fees only if they recover money for you. Filing a civil remedy notice under Florida Statute 624.155 gives insurers 60 days to investigate, reconsider, and settle disputes before litigation proceeds. Attorney involvement often motivates insurers to settle fairly, avoiding the bad press and legal costs of trials. Collective action offers the strongest path to systemic change in Florida's broken insurance system. Homeowner associations and advocacy organizations are pressuring Florida legislators to close loopholes, allowing retaliatory non-renewals, mandate clear coverage disclosures, and require fair claims handling practices. Homeowners must contact state representatives demanding stronger protections against claim-based non-renewals, standardized full water damage coverage requirements, and elimination of the limited coverage trap that leaves families exposed. Support legislation mandating that insurers cover the cost of preventive measures they require. Advocate for transparency in insurance company risk assessments and non-renewal decisions. The more homeowners speak up, vote, and organize, the harder it becomes for insurance companies and politicians to ignore the crisis destroying Florida's housing stability. The water intrusion nightmare consuming Florida homeowners isn't theoretical or distant. It's crushing equity, trapping families, and destabilizing entire communities right now. Across the state, thousands of families are discovering that the insurance they paid for won't protect them, that repairs they can't afford will bankrupt them, and that homes they invested life savings into have become financial anchors dragging them into ruin. Every day, more claims are denied. More equity evaporates as water damage histories permanently devalue properties. The system is profoundly broken, rigged to benefit insurance corporations while sacrificing middle-class families. But knowledge is power in this fight. Understanding your true coverage protects you from the $10,000 cap trap. Investing in prevention through annual inspections and leak detection systems protects both your property and your insurability. Documenting damage meticulously gives you ammunition to fight denied claims. Hiring experienced attorneys to challenge unreasonable denials levels the playing field. Organizing collectively with other homeowners to demand legislative reform can fix the systemic problems that created this crisis. You're not helpless, but you must act proactively and strategically. The insurance industry counts on homeowner ignorance and resignation. Proving them wrong by being informed, prepared, and willing to fight is how you protect yourself and your family's financial future. Don't let water intrusion claims become the financial catastrophe that destroys everything you've worked for. Act now, because in Florida, prevention and preparation are your only defense against a broken system that puts corporate profits ahead of families' financial survival.